goal chances.
Right, Blues, we've got to do the business. We have got to do the business today because Arsenal have stuck a dagger right into the hearts of our title hopes today. But this team know what they're doing. They do know what they're doing. We've got to trust them. But don't tell me you're not nervous. Don't come to me and tell me you're not feeling some jangling nerves deep inside your guts today because it's going to be a brutal game. There's going to be a disgustingly low block from Forest. And we've got to take our chances. We came here last year, drew 1-1, wasteful with our chances. We can't afford to do that today, but we need to stay positive. We need to do everything we can, and any win will do, just like Arsenal. They eventually scraped over the line. At half-time, I did that little post. How are we feeling about the Arsenal result? I'd already given up at that point. I thought 3-0, they're done, they're finished. They nearly equalised. Do you know what I mean? So Arsenal, they weren't that convincing overall, but they got the job done, which is exactly what we need to do today. Sorry I'm later than usual as well to the usual suspects that are in the chat. I'm always normally about 15 minutes before. My throat's not great, which is why I've been doing shorter videos lately. I've been missing watch-alongs and I've just been playing it by ear. It's a long-term cough thing that I've got going on right now, and it's, quite frankly, it's getting on my tits, to be honest. I'm really done with it now and I'm sick of it, so I'm worried about my throat going by the second half, but let's stop whinging about it. I need to keep the video as short as possible, obviously just doing the game basically. So apologies for not doing any sort of pre-match sort of build-up before the game, talking about the teams and stuff, because the game's about to get underway. So apologies for anyone who came in a little bit early expecting to see me here, but I'll be here for the duration of the game regardless, unlike some who disappear at half-time when they're 3-0 down. Did he stay till the end of the game today? Because it was 3-0 Arsenal at half-time. But that's not boring, apparently. But 3-0 Man City against Brighton, that's boring. That's the Premier League's finished. But 3-0 Arsenal, wait a minute, hang on a minute. I'd be leaving the stream if I was Mr. Goldbridge. I'd be like, this is too boring for me. 3-0, half-time, see you later, mate. I'm off. I am done. Do you know what I mean? But not to be. He was there, I believe. Didn't watch it, of course. But, yeah, there he is, Morgan Gibbs-White. Got my cup of tea. Got 3 pints of water in front of me. So I'm going to be peeing a lot as well. Which is always entertaining. What are we saying, Blues? What are we saying? Get your predictions in the chat. Good to see so many of you in the chat already. We've got 111 watching with 34 likes. Don't forget to drop a like if you've just joined. Aaron from Inverness pops in at the last second. Game is underway. Boom. Quick as that. Forest get us underway with a long ball all the way up to the top. Ake clears it. So no Foden today as well, something to mention. That's a big, big blow. And he's ill. He's ill, I believe. I'm not sure what the Ruben Diaz situation is. Murillo's bursting forward here. Not Murillo, sorry. He's ball in from Forest. Back post. Oh, no. And it's cleared just by Bernardo Silva. Panic stations early on from City here. Forest with an early chance. 20 seconds into the game. Back post cross and Gvardiol just about does enough to deal with it. Oh, that could have been an absolute disaster class. And I haven't even got to the point I wanted to make, which is first goal is going to be of so much importance in this game. It's a killer. First goal wins this game, I think, or at least, gets them a point in the situation. If they... Fucking Edison's clearance then. What is Rodri doing? All over the shot. We're all over the shot. We're 50 seconds in. Edison's just booted the ball against the Forest player. Rodri then had a chance to bring it under control. He heads it back to a Forest player, and here comes Hudson-Odoi. Aina. About to cross the ball. Right, got the ball, have we? 1 minute. Jesus Christ. What a horrible start that was. Rodri's got the ball and he slows the game down. Let's get a hold of this game now and dictate. Doku is on the right. My predicted starting 11 was nowhere near, considering Phil Foden was ill, but De Bruyne is in. I was going to go for Haaland, but he's on the bench as well. So it's Edison, Walker, Diaz, Gvardiol at the back. I imagine Akanji is pushing forward. Doesn't look like that at the minute, actually, to be honest, which is interesting. It looks like Bernardo Silva's dropping deep. And we've got Jack Grealish tucking inside. Jack Grealish is inverted alongside Bernardo Silva. And it's going to be Gvardiol pushing forward, but not into the midfield. It's going to be down the left-hand side. So we've got a flat back 3 of Akanji in the middle, Walker and Ake. Gvardiol's pushing forward now when we've got the ball. And Jack Grealish is going to get out of his way and tuck inside, which is interesting. Because immediately, a couple of seconds ago, if you noticed, Jack Grealish was doing that to Gvardiol, like, get forward, mate, get forward. Fill that gap I've just left. So this is interesting. I did mention, another thing I mentioned in the preview was that Gvardiol's build-up play is brilliant, but Bernardo Silva's intercepted the ball, and here's Jack Grealish into the penalty area, and it's cleared by Murillo for a corner ball to Manchester City. Jesus Christ. I'm nervous, can you tell? I talk more when I'm nervous. Can you imagine, like, I talk a lot when I'm not nervous. Here's that chance early on. Oh, I tell you what, Nico Williams ghosting in at the back post there. It was full-back to full-back. Cross from Aina, left-back, all the way over the top to the right-back, Nico Williams. So he's got a job to get forward today. Nico Williams and Aina. But it's De Bruyne with the corner. Gets it in, near post, and we got Ndoku. Rebound! And it's going to be cleared. Here come Forest the other way with Morgan Gibbs-White. Alvarez trying to slow down the counter-attack. Aina gets it down the line, but Alvarez is tracking back. Does well. Well done, Julian. Well done, Julian. Yeah, sorry I've ignored you guys in the chat. I would normally spend that time talking to you at the beginning of the game, but lots of you in here nice and early. Mahmood was in here nice and early, asking if I'm all right. I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. I'm well in myself. It's just this bloody cough, mate, and you won't believe how painful it is when it goes. It's like something snaps. Do you know what I mean? It's like something snaps in your throat and you're just done. It's like speaking with a chainsaw for a voice box. Abdel, good to see you. Adam as well. Kevin, thanks, mate. Letty, Ahmed. Sean Bam Bam was in here. Timmy. Jasper, Flash, Dudley, Section 20. Good to see you, Section. Hope you're well. Ben as well. Clara as well. Bahaji. Romero on Arsenal's payroll. He got the goal in the end, though, didn't he? He got the goal in the end. Bit of fucking luck, that, really, I thought, from Arsenal. They deserved to win the first half, I thought, Arsenal, because they were potent. But there was a big slice of luck in there. And, you know, that penalty for me was debatable. If I'm Arsenal, I'm defending it. But if I'm Spurs, that's a penalty. He tripped him up. Kulachevsky just decided to fall over too late. You know, if he went down straight away, there's a bigger question that needs answering there. And they go up the other end and make it 2-0. And at that point, it was like, yeah, the defending from Spurs was a joke for that counter-attack. It was a joke. So Spurs doing us no favours. And I can tell you what, that Son, he got the penalty, he scored the penalty, but Son, there is no way. He was absolutely awful in that first half against Arsenal. Do you think he's going to fucking bag a hat-trick against us, isn't he? You can see it coming. Spurs. Bloody Spurs. But City dominating the ball now. Rodri bringing it forward, getting it out to Grealish. Down the left-hand side, Grealish with Nico Williams to beat. Slows it down. He's in the penalty area. Gets it back to Gvardiol. Lays it off to De Bruyne. And De Bruyne's ball was not a terrible idea. Poorly executed, but not a bad idea. You can see what he's trying to do, but no one made the run in that direction. Jacob as well. Good to see you. Hirko. Eric, I'm not a fan of you today, mate. Mr. Arsenal. I've enjoyed your presence all season, but as of right now, you're welcome in the chat, but you're not welcome in my heart. if that makes any sense. It doesn't really, does it? I'm talking utter bollocks. But Jack Grealish bringing it forward. Gets it out. Lovely touch. Somehow keeps it in. Bernardo, does he? No, he's kept it in for Nico Williams, who now brings it away. And Rodri gets across with a big, strong tackle. Gvardiol mops up and City get the ball back. So this defence from Forest is deep. I tell you what, their starting 11, their back three, was picked with the idea that Haaland was starting. I'm telling you right now. Willy Bolly wasn't expected to start this game. He was supposed to be injured. But yeah, he starts the game. And I imagine the three at the back, big physical guys. They've got Julian Alvarez to look after now. So it's a very different challenge for the three centre-backs of Nottingham Forest. Whereas Erling Haaland would be pinned in, really. He'd have his work cut out for him as well. So it could work in our favour, this. With Alvarez starting and then playing three at the back. So they've given up on a defensive midfielder as well, by the looks of it. So that's what I've done. I don't know, it's not on my screen. Every time I look that way, it's never the team I want it to be on my screen. It's always the wrong team I'm trying to make a point about. But let's wait. Let's wait. And there we go. Defensive midfielder. You can only see one in there. I don't see a second defensive midfielder. So there should be some space for Kevin De Bruyne in this game. We've already seen a little glimpse of it as well. But there's no Foden in that pocket that we've been, drooling over all season as City fans. He's been an absolute delight to watch in that attacking midfield role. So it's over to you, KDB, mate. Felipe's been doing an unbelievable job in that position, and now it's Kevin De Bruyne who, while Foden's been playing, De Bruyne's dropped a little bit this season. He's been playing a little bit deeper, allowing Foden to do his thing at times when they've both been central, that is, at least, unless Foden's on the right, of course. But no Foden at all means it looks like Bernardo's dropping a little bit deeper and Kevin's pushing into that number 10 role. But hopefully we can see some space in there. He's chilling in a space right now if you're watching exactly when I'm watching. If you look at Kevin De Bruyne on your screen right now, he's in a big pocket of space and they're looking for him. He knows the little radius of space that he wants. Flash, how long have I been sick? About 2 months, mate. My son has been sick for about 3 months. We're all fine. And when you say sick, Bernardo Silva, and cleared by Morgan Gibbs-White. Rodri with a big tackle. Big tackle. Jack Grealish has got the ball now. Hits into Kevin De Bruyne, but he's down the left side. De Bruyne slows it down, gets his cross in. Oh, and it's saved by Sells. Just tips it wide of the post. I think a little deflection was taking that in. Yeah, my lad's been sick for 3 months. He's been to the doctors twice. I've been to the doctors twice. And the doctors looked at me like, yeah, there's something going round and we don't know what it is. The doctor community in England were like, yeah, something's going down. The doctors were like, you're a fucking help, aren't you? But, yeah, no, they weren't. They've given me antibiotic. Ball in, cleared, foul, apparently, on the keeper. Simon Hooper is the referee today, which is a terrible referee, in my opinion. One of the worst in the league. I'm not a fan of Simon Hooper, and I don't want to talk about the referee too much today, but it could be one of those games where we end up doing it. One, he's on the pitch, Simon Hooper. And two, Nottingham Forest have got this mentality right now that every referee hates them. So how's that going to play out? You don't tell me that it doesn't play a role in the psychology of a referee. How well did Fergie do? Back in the day, he would nail referees to the point where you could see they were visibly scared of the man. They were scared of Alex Ferguson. And I swear to God, they made so many decisions that were in United's favour because of that fear factor that Fergie instilled into the referees. And Forest are trying to do something similar, in my opinion. But here they come down the left-hand side. Aina with Walker to beat. He's got a couple options in the box. He tries to beat Doku, and Doku, he's giving the foul the referee. I'm not sure about that one. Maybe Doku looked clumsy, but I'm not sure there was a foul in there. Good to see you, Coogan. And Big M. Where's Jeff? Saw the name Jeff, but I didn't see him himself. Where are you, Jeff? Good to see you, mate, if you're in there. Where's Jeff? He's not in there. Oh, there he is. Yeah, crazy morning, but just tuning in now. Good to see you, Jeff. I felt, oh, fucking no Jeff. What the fuck am I going to do? No fucking Jeff in the chat. What the bloody hell are we going to do with this? Little good luck charm in there, mate. And I got this on as well. We've not lost when I've wore this, but we can't draw. We've drawn a few times while wearing this. So this isn't the perfect good luck charm. It's an anti-loss jumper. Hoodie. I nearly said, how old did I sound then? Jumper. Oh. Yeah, I was going to say Pep's 300th game today. 300 games he's managed Manchester City. Please do him a favour and win it. Got to win this 300th game. This free kick's dangerous from Forest. It's Nico Williams and Morgan Gibbs-White standing above it with Danilo thinking about whipping it with his left. It's going to be Morgan Gibbs-White. Gets it over the bar. Bit slow as well. I think Edison had that covered. I was hoping for an early goal. Still time. I mean, it's only 11 minutes in, but I was kind of hoping we'd be 1-0 up by now, I must admit. No real chances to speak of for City. And if you call that free kick a half chance, Forest have probably had 2 half chances, really, with that first 10 seconds. 10, 15 seconds or so. They nearly got one in at the back post and then a little free kick. Then we need to impose ourselves. But this was always going to be the way. It was never going to be... Doku's giving it away. Sloppy, that. Really poor from Doku. But Akanji intercepts, gives it into Rodri. Now De Bruyne with that space. Out to Doku. Time to redeem yourself, Doku, with a lovely... That's a bit of a foul if I've ever seen one. Lovely footwork from Doku, beats his man and wins the free kick. Do I think Pep will renew his contract? I'm not sure. Part of me thinks it might depend on trophies. I think the trophies, I know if we win stuff this year, I think he's less likely to. You know, I think he wants to go out on a high. So I think if we were to win stuff this year, I think he might be less likely to do it. And obviously he wants to go out with more trophies in the cabinet, you know. I also think the charges are going to play a part in that as well. I think obviously no major decisions will be made for someone in his position like Pep until the decision about the 115 charges, which, if rumours are to be believed, people are saying we're getting away with it. We're not getting away with anything. Justice is being served. Kevin De Bruyne's ball in, over the bar, cleared for a corner. So, yeah, rumours are that some Manchester City officials, well, not even a rumour, I can't remember who it was, but there was a Manchester City boardroom member quoted saying, "Look at my body language. Does that not tell you that I'm confident?" Said something along those lines. Now, that's bullish. That is, isn't it? That's like, you know, taking whoever he spoke to, taking it to them, you know, letting them know. That was a statement and a half, that for me. And if rumours are to be believed, City are going to be found innocent. And what a day that's going to be. What a day that's going to be. Corner ball, Kevin De Bruyne. Back post over everybody, brings it down for Bernardo Silva, who tried to lay it off for Alvarez, but completely mishit it. Forest looking to counter-attack here, but Alvarez has won it back. It's nearly given it away. Finds Doku in a pocket of space. Slow it down, Jeremy. Unlucky. Doku's shot, left foot, looked like it was always going wide, but the keeper made me think, hang on a minute, because he dived Sells, and I thought, hang on, this might be creeping in, but it trickles past the post. City haven't been poor, but there's a couple of, you know, there's not that much creativity been shown yet, which to be expected against 5 at the back. And a couple of nervy passes. Ederson early on. Doku, Rodri just then with a poor touch. Jack Grealish has got to get back now. Nico Williams down the right-hand side for Forest. He's got Jack Grealish to beat. Ederson saved. Thought he was going to cross it, but he went for the shot. Ederson kept himself nice and big at that near post. Sends it out for a Forest corner. We've won 2 trophies already. We absolutely have, Abdel. But it's kind of tied to last season, them 2 trophies, isn't it? It doesn't really feel... I know it happened in this calendar year and in this duration of the season, but it feels linked to last season a little bit. Ball in, near post, and it's away by Rodri. Forrester claiming a handball, but it looked like Rodri just turned his back and kept his hands by his side. Big M, did you see VAR rob Spurs of a goal when Arsenal were 1-up? Dodgy stuff going on. There was, I felt like there was a penalty to be had there for ball in. Under Ederson, he's flapping, and he's cleared it. Fucking Ederson with some butterfingers there, mate. You've got to be strong with your hands. It wasn't even that... Ball in again from Forest, and Ederson's come out, and he's clattered Willy Bolly nowhere near the ball. Referee Simon Hooper's having a look at it. Ederson's gone down, holding his shoulder because he's just flattened Willy Bolly. Time to get the old headphones out to listen to what the hell's going on here. But Ederson has been shaky so far. That's 3 incidents now from Ederson. The clearance that he hit against a Forest player, deflected up in the air, ended up having to be cleared by Rodri. Then that corner comes in. He's flapping. His hands nowhere near strong enough and good enough to hold on to a cross that he didn't have to move for. And then he comes flying out of his box. One that Emmanuel Akanji's like, I've got this covered, mate. I'm clearing this. Akanji does clear it. And Ederson comes in flying in behind him and just takes out Willy Bolly. I think what might save Ederson here, if I can get my fucking headphones to be untangled, we'll find out if VAR are even looking at it. We'll be playing the next game before I sort this out. But it doesn't look like... there's Mark Clattenburg. They've zoomed in on Mark Clattenburg. This is going to be one for the Forest... What's his name? Nottingham Forest referee analyst. What a load of bollocks. That's his name. That's his title. What a load of horse shit that is. And then fair play to Mark Clattenburg. I'm not knocking him. Do you know what I mean? His money for old rope, that. Sit there and bitch about referees. Fucking, that's money for old rope, mate. Just ask Mark Goldbridge. Still tangled, mate. This is an unbelievable shit show. This is. There we go. And no penalty. Referee analyst. Yep, that's right, Clara. Where he just stands, he sits in the ground, watches the game, decides to then, he just reports to their owner. Oh, I can't remember his name. Something, he's Greek, isn't he? Forgotten his bloody name. Papadopoulos. Something along those lines. And then he reports to the owner. Yeah, that was a bad decision, that. And what does that do? What does that do? What does that achieve? You can't go back and play the game again. All it does is get the owner to tweet public announcements about how much he hates the referee and how that he challenges the credibility of the referee because there was a Luton fan in VAR in their last game. That's so... I mean, I get where Forest are coming from. And I mean, from a professional point of view, you can't be questioning integrity. You know, in their game. We can, as fans, that's what we do. We're fans. We speculate. And we come up with theories, don't we? We fantasize about conspiracies. Like everyone's doing it with City with the 115 charges. We're doing the same thing and saying it's a load of bollocks and they're out to get us. You know, but the official people don't do that. You know, unless you're the Forest owner who comes out and says he's a bloody Luton fan. He's a Luton fan. Mental. But City got the ball here. Gvardiol with a big pocket of space there, and it's a poor ball again. That's twice. While I was talking about the referee, Gvardiol gave another dodgy ball away as well. I need to improve on the little distribution there. Inside balls. Forest looking to counter-attack here. Danilo. Walker's going to intercept that, surely. Doku. Again, playing centrally. Doku looking at inside with Walker. Down the right side. Hard and low cross from Walker. Almost impossible for Bernardo Silva to control it. He tried to, but the pace on the cross was either a first-time shot or leave it. He tried to control it, and there was no way he was going to be able to control that absolute missile of a cross from Kyle Walker. But here comes City again. Alvarez. Come on, City. We've not even had we've not had a shot in anger yet. We need to do something here. We're 20 minutes into the game. I want to see more from us in an attacking sense. And here we go. Doku, does he keep it in? No, he doesn't. Long ball over the top, looking for Doku at the back post. And Doku couldn't keep it in. Jeff, Edison has been great for us, but I'm starting to trust Ortega more. I'm starting to think a bit of the same, to be honest. It's just goalkeeping stuff, isn't it? You know. And the reason why I think Edison, he's not redundant, Edison, by any stretch of the imagination. Oh, fucking hell, Forest are going to come away with a counter-attack here, are they? That's poor, really poor, from Danilo, just boots it straight to Edison. And speaking of Edison, the reason why I feel like City fans are being drawn to Ortega this season, me, myself included, especially, not only has he put in some unbelievable saves in recent times when Edison was out injured for that period of time, we could just rely on Ortega. I think he's been really good. Ball over the top for Alvarez to chase. He's kept it. Gets the ball back to Gvardiol. But the issue that City have not really had much build-up play out from the back. There's been, how many times have we played the game where we've really required to... Oh, fucking hell, Walker with an unbelievable foot. The way he got on that, because he nearly didn't get a touch of that, and Forest were going to come away with that. De Bruyne. Gvardiol. Crosses. Just, that's 3 out of 3 from Gvardiol, mate. We need to see better. Got an itchy nose. What was I going to say about Edison? Yeah, I feel like City have not really had much build-up play out from the back. We've been building up. No one's bothering pressing us anymore. The tactics are sit on the halfway line, and that's like an attacking approach for a lot of teams nowadays. A mid-press, you know, that mid-halfway line press. And, yeah, building out from the back. We've only really had to do that against Brighton the other day and Luton in the FA Cup, where we've had to knock it about. Ball over the top. Ake with a big touch. Edison, we need you, mate. Fucking hell, I thought he wasn't coming then. Ake gets an unbelievable touch, but the speed then. Forest over the top looked all too easy, and they were nearly in then. The threat in the game, who's posed a bigger threat in this game? It's been Forest. So far, we need to create something, and there's the opportunity. Jack Grealish, foul. So the point I'm making is, Edison's best attributes are part of the build-up play. When, you know, he can do long balls, but in terms of like his composure on the ball, when it's fired into his feet, he'll control it. And there's that Hudson-Odoi speed that I told you about. He nearly gets himself in. But yeah, Edison's not really needed in that regard for build-up play. So, but what we have been doing this season has been conceding a lot of chances. More than we were last season. A lot of chances, clear-cut chances. Because of how expansive we play. With our fullbacks going so far forward. We're doing it today. Walker's already gone down the right wing 2 or 3 times. Gvardiol's doing the same. So we're going to be open at the back. And Ortega's been so solid in one-on-one situations this season. So I'm leaning, and I imagine a lot of City fans probably would agree with me, I'm leaning more towards Ortega with this system that we've played this season, which is very open and really susceptible to counter-attacks. Whereas last season, a lot of teams tried to press us. And Edison was needed. But he's between the sticks today. De Bruyne's free kick, and it's cleared by the wall, and down they go. Who did that hit? Willy Bolly's taken one right to the noggin. And he's gone down. Head injury is going to be, so referee stops the game. Clara, I agree as well. I do think Ortega, it's not like Ortega's bad at distributing the ball either. His distribution and composure has improved. I totally agree. That Cruyff turn against Palace, yeah, that was quality. That was really good. But, yeah, what we're doing here, Simon Hooper. It's City's ball, isn't it? Oh, he's giving it back to Forest. Not sure why. Pretty sure it was our free kick. Oh, he's giving it to Forest for Forest to give it us back. Well, that's fair. No chances to speak of yet, Blues. No chances at all. Which is concerning. It's concerning. Ake. Lucien, good to see you, mate. That looked painful. Yeah. Section 20, second half City. Just chilling this half. Ooh, Gvardiol, mate. Gave Ake a difficult ball to deal with there. Fucking hell, Josko, mate. What's this? What's happened to him? He's been brilliant the last 5 or 6 games, Josko Gvardiol. Scored 2 in 2, and I'm not even that bothered about that. I'm talking about his just general play. He's not in the team to score goals. That's just a cherry on the cake. He's been playing well. But this 25 minutes has been a bit of a shit show from him so far. Rodri looking for a long ball over the top, and it's going to nearly made its way to Doku. Doku was expecting it to bounce his way, but the bounce seemed to slow the ball down. Kyle Walker, quick throw. Alvarez manhandled by Murillo. Easy. That's the sort of ball that Haaland wants. You know, with the centre-back on his back, he can wrap his hands round you. Alvarez doesn't want that ball. He can't use his strength. He hasn't got any strength, Alvarez. He's a quality player, but he's not going to want a physical battle with Murillo and Niakate and Willy Bolly. He doesn't want to be anywhere near them. Doku. Back to Rodri. KDB. Oh, he tried to find Bernardo. Saw a little channel. Tried to feed it to Bernardo, but intercepted. Jack Grealish holding the ball up. Superb from Jack Grealish. Now lay it off, mate. You've done your job. Pass the ball now. Willy Bolly just runs away from him. He didn't need to pass it. Willy Bolly just thinks, I better get back into centre-back, because he was trying to win the ball high up the pitch there. Then he decides to retreat. Rodri. Alvarez is just anonymous in this game. He's got to come and collect it. He's trying to do that now. And Josko Gvardiol caught offside, mate, in a situation where there's... What is he doing, Josko? It's a simple... Just get yourself lined up, mate. You can see the line. There's no excuse for being offside in that situation. I tell you what, though, I've been saying it all season. These sort of big teams like Arsenal, Liverpool and City, Real Madrid, these games that can cause problems, and over the course of the season, the little details are what matter. Oh, fucking hell, Kyle Walker's missed it. Aina's coming forward, but it's poor control. Gets a chance for Kyle Walker to come back. Long ball over the top. Nico Williams in acres of space down this right-hand side. Josko gets across. Gibbs White with a chance to cross it. Chris Wood over the bar. Fucking hell, Blues. That was so easy. So easy from Forest. They're playing 5 at the back, and their wing-backs are doing damage. Counter-attack damage. Nico Williams and Aina have both put crosses into the box now that have caused problems for Manchester City. Yeah, the little details. And one little detail that isn't really being spoken about too much that I noticed... I've noticed a while ago, to be fair, is I can't remember his name, but the letting Arsenal poach our set-piece coach. That is a little detail. You know, the tiniest of tiny details. But that little tiny detail has resulted in Arsenal having the best set-piece record, scoring from them at least, in the Premier League. City actually have the best defensive record still from set-pieces. But Arsenal are like 7 or 8 goals clear of second place in terms of goals scored from set pieces, and that's our man. We let him go. You know, we talk about details, we talk about the players. You know, the signings, not paying for Declan Rice. You know, not getting Lucas Paquetá. The players that we did sign aren't good enough, apparently. But there's those even finer details that fans don't think about. These people, individuals, Bernardo Silva, it's just been manhandled again off the ball. The physicality of this Forest defence. We can't be firing it into feet. This is going to be a grim game, I'm telling you right now. I knew it. It's going to be grim. Alvarez thinking about the shot. He decides against it. Doku, who is, again, playing inverted. Not really central. He's like inverted. And Bernardo Silva's found himself on the right wing now, looking for a little triangle with Doku. Alvarez into his feet. He's pushed off the ball. Doku now. Alvarez. Inside to Rodri. Rodri fires it across to Gvardiol. Gvardiol quickly down the outside to Grealish. Grealish is in the penalty area. Onto his left foot. Cross is blocked. Corner to City. Who do I prefer going to City? Musiala or Wirtz? Probably Wirtz. Just. Regis disagrees with me. Jack agrees with me. So there you go. It's a reasonable question you've asked there, Lucien. It seems to have split 2 people immediately. Dedication TV, come on you Blues. Yeah, I prefer Wirtz. He seems a bit more of a more well-rounded player than Musiala. Musiala looks like a frightening prospect, dribbling ability, finishing. But I mean, Wirtz can score as well. I feel like Wirtz is a bit more of a clever player. Musiala's more, just a bit more on the explosive side, isn't he? A little bit more, probably a bit more eye-catching than Wirtz. But I feel like Wirtz is probably more suited to our style of play. So I'd edge it to Wirtz. Wirtz will go wherever Xavi ends up. Hopefully not. But that's not Liverpool. Not next season anyway. Probably Real Madrid, that. I had a thought the other day. Because I saw an embrace from Carlo Ancelotti and Pep Guardiola. And there was a little... I can't remember what the exact words were from Pep. But he said something really interesting. I can't remember what it was. So it's useless me even telling you this. But ball in, corner ball. Yes! Fucking get in! Josko! Oh, that hurt. That hurt. Josko Gvardiol has buried it in the near post. Boom! 1-0. Oh, that hurt. Oh. 1-0. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Near post. Where's your set piece coach now, you bastards? There you go. That's what I've been saying all season. Whoever I say has been the shittest scores. Every time I dissed Phil Foden. That's it, Jacob. Yeah, I told you, mate. The flappy lips about Gvardiol brought that on 100%. How many times? How many fucking times have I done that this season? That Phil Foden, he needs to play better. He needs to play much better. Bang, top corner. That Josko Gvardiol, 3 times he's given the ball away now. And he's offside. What's he doing? He needs to sort his act out. Boom. 1-0, Josko Gvardiol. Have some of that, you bastards. Fuck me, that was important. That was important. I tell you what, I haven't shouted like that for a long time, and that's going to do some serious damage. That hurt, man. Oh, come on. My voice box was like, please don't score today. The rest of my body was like, please. Nico Williams has gone off here. He looks like he's going to stay off as well. Because he looks disappointed in the circumstances of his legs. Nearly 300 in the building with nearly 100 likes. If you could drop a like on the stream, it really does help. Help other people, other City fans and non-City fans. You're all welcome here. If you're all... a bit of banter is welcome, but keep it respectful. But, yeah, bloody hell, 1-0. Bloody 1-0. Oh, can't believe it. It's out of nothing, really. Out of nothing. It's the sort of goal that we needed. Rodri. And then you can see City knocking it about now with confidence. But, I mean, we were 1-0 up last year in this ground. And we wasted chance after chance. And then eventually, Forest equalised in, like, what was it, like the 86th minute? Can't have that again. Can't have that again. Got to get a second now. Let's make it 2. Come on, Jackie boy. Trying to burst forward, but intercepted by Forest. He's got the ball back, though. Now, Jack back heel to De Bruyne. He thought about, whips it in. Ball cleared. Forest are going to break away. Alanga looking to break away. Substitution for Forest. Nico Williams is off. And it's Montiel on. Regis is 25 next month, and Josko's already looking way more mature than me. What are they feeding these kids, man? Mate, careful. You never know. You might look in the mirror and not recognise that you actually might look old. I used to think that until I suddenly looked at pictures of me when I was like 30. I was like looking at 30-year-olds thinking, he looks old. Doesn't he look old? Yeah, well old him. And then I looked at a picture of me when I was 25 and I was like, I look nothing like that anymore. I look nothing like that. So go and have another look in the mirror, Regis, because you might be surprised at how old you look. Probably not as old as Josko. It's the great big bushy beard, isn't it? It's that monstrous beard of his. He's a good-looking lad as well, Josko. De Bruyne, City are in here. Big chance. De Bruyne's shot, deflected. It's going to come... Oh, I thought he was going to reach all the way over to Jack Grealish in space there. But normally beards are for the mask of the ugly man, aren't they? Normally. Which is why I think I'm not able to grow a beard properly, because God didn't want to spoil. I'm joking. Quick free kick. Piss off. No way. Chris Wood. He's dead. Oh, just about defended between the two of them. Nathan Ake and Josko Gvardiol getting in the way of Chris Wood. And that ball into the box is always going to be a danger with the absolute unit that is Chris Wood. Nathan Ake and Josko just enough to like put him off, get in the way of him a little bit. Keep telling yourself that, Johnny. I know, mate. Jeff goes from a solid 8 to a 5 when he shaves. Yeah. Yeah, all those men that like rely on beards, when they're out of fashion, you're all fucked, aren't you? Whereas I'm fucked right now with my pathetic attempt at growing... I don't even try to grow beards. It's just this little pitiful, pitiful stubble. But City are not pitiful. They are 1-0 up. And I'm taking it right now. Same reason God made him 5'8". If you were 6 foot, you'd be in trouble. Bernardo Silva into Josko. Poor touch from Josko. I say that again. Poor from Josko Gvardiol. He is poor. Keep saying it because he'll score another. He'll score again. But I'm not lying. It was poor. It was a poor touch. An easy one to control. And here come Forest. Jokes aside, Hudson-Odoi's looking dangerous in this game, you know. Doku's got back and done some good hold-up play there to slow down the counter-attack. Half-time is approaching. Ball in. Hudson-Odoi, in and out, looking to whip it in with... And he's got time to cross. Are we closing down the cross or what? It's going to be... Fucking hell, what a miss. What a miss from Chris Wood. Absolute sitter. Absolute sitter. And fucking City, Rodri's got to get out and block that cross well quicker than that. That was poor from Rodri. He's got to get... He sees the guy... Rodri, Walker as well. The two between them. One of you's got to fucking press. You can't stand there and watch him have a cross, mate. He didn't even need to cross it first time. He had a touch and got the ball closer. He whips it back post. Montiel keeps it alive by getting it back across the face of goal. And he gets it into the path of Chris Wood, who's on the edge of the 6-yard box with an open goal. And he just misses it. It goes through his legs. All he needs to do is concentrate on the ball, side tap it into the empty net, and it's 1-1. But wow, we got away with that one. And we will not continue to get away with chances like that. They will fucking equalise if we keep presenting Nottingham Forest with chances like that. You can't do that, Blues. You can't be playing like that. That defending at that right-back's position between Walker and Rodri. The communication there, one of you's got to close down that cross. He had time to take a touch and whip it in. That's poor. Oh, Jesus. That was on a plate, Nick Nat. You're absolutely right, mate. Section 20 asking us to switch on. It's the fullbacks from Forest, the wing-backs. I'm not sure City know what to do because it's like, well, Walker's like, well, I'm marking Hudson-Odoi. Gvardiol's like, well, I'm looking after Elanga. The wing-backs are being the extra overload on each side of the pitch whenever they get down them sides. Walker with a good idea there, to be fair, trying to fire it right through the channel into De Bruyne, but De Bruyne caught on his heels a little bit. Gervais, they are playing the better ball, which is sad face emoji. It is sad face emoji. I'd argue that we're controlling the ball reasonably well. You know, when we get it in midfield, we're okay with it. When we get into the final third, there's very little sting in our tail. But when they come forward with it, they're much more purposeful because there is no slow build-up play from Forest in this game. They're not going to be knocking it about 20, 30 passes before they try and get it into the box. They're going to be 1, 2, 3 passes at most, and then they're going to be getting it to the wide players and whipping it into Chris Wood all game, which is why no Ruben Diaz is a big loss. We've already seen the aerial threat of Chris Wood in this game, and Ruben Diaz would be a good man to look after Chris Wood. So it's over to you, Manuel Akanji. I was thinking about Manuel Akanji the other day and just Doku's giving it away. And it's Chris Wood. Hudson-Odoi coming down the left-hand side. He's coming inside, he's beaten, and he's whipped it over the bar. Another chance for Forest goes begging, and City are begging for the half-time whistle right now. Because this is getting sloppy, really sloppy, and that's not the first time Jeremy Doku in this game has given the ball away. He needs to up his game, Jeremy. There's a couple of players on this pitch, and Josko's one of them. I know he's scored, but he's made mistakes since the goal. Prior to the goal, he was awful, like 3 or 4 passes. Doku's about 3 passes away. Walker and Rodri, just that one incident where they needed to communicate. Alvarez needs to. What can he do? He's being man-marked by Murillo right now as I'm watching. But it's hard to get involved, and here he is. He is involved. He's found a pocket of space, but he's down the left side of the pitch, which isn't really where he wants to be, but he's going to whip it in. And Josko Gvardiol, what is he doing there? Like, Josko Gvardiol is just all over the place in this game. He was in the middle of the pitch. It was the right thing to do. But here comes Forest, and Nathan Ake blocks Elanga's attempted pass. Is he going to keep it in? No, he lets it roll out for a Forest throw. Jeff with the super chat. Thank you very much, my friend. We need to win this title so I can relax and enjoy my summer. Need Haaland back for Spurs so he can exploit their high line. Great point. Jonny for Prime Minister. Second point you made there was absolutely atrocious because I would rip this country to pieces as Prime Minister. Not a clue what I'm doing. I'm the most non-political man you'll ever meet. I live in blissful ignorance, mate. I don't watch the news. I barely watch the news. I'm a blissful ignorance type of guy. Politics, mate, don't have a fucking clue what I'm talking about. I'm not going to even try and pretend I do. But yeah, I would take the job. You know, if someone said, Jonny, do you fancy being Prime Minister? I'm like, yeah, go on then, give it a go. See what happens. But Doku, with a touch of a fucking wardrobe. And he gets back with a... No, they're in! Chris Wood again. We looked offside, to be honest. But great point about Haaland being back for Spurs, because that is absolute Haaland material. You're absolutely right, Jeff, with the high line that we very, very rarely get to face this season. Looking at the chance from Josko. That's a great goal. Lovely. Josko's near post run, lovely ball. It's the sort of ball that's actually a poor corner. You expect the near post defender to clear that. But Josko's run and aggressiveness to get in front of his man was fantastic. And while looking at the celebrations, Kyle Walker trying to remove Josko Gvardiol's nose. Like he's 3 years old. Like, got your nose. But Kyle Walker found it hilarious. Josko's like, what you doing, mate? And Walker's like, pulling his nose off his face. I don't know what that was. We haven't lost a single game this season. Jesus Christ, touch wood. We haven't lost a single game this season when scoring first. But we've drawn a few. So, I mean, draws are no good right now. Not with Arsenal. Not with Arsenal, because we could lose this title on goal difference, and that would be horrible. But we could go, you know, we've got more games to play than Arsenal, so there's a bigger opportunity to score more goals, but there's also a bigger opportunity to drop more points. So, it's whichever spin you want to put on it. But, I mean, if we draw this game now, it sort of makes our mind up for us, doesn't it? You know, we'd end up going gung-ho in games where we just try and score, outscore, goal. Try and get that goal difference back where we can come to the final day of the season. Can you imagine a last day of the season where we drop points to the point where we're on level points going into the final game of the season. It's a case of who scores more, and we're like 2 goals behind. Walker's limping. Piss off, mate. Is he all right? Stretching for it then. No, it looks like a foot injury. It's not his hamstring, because that's what's been going for him lately, isn't it? The bloody hamstring. And when they go, you're done, mate. Probably a season ender at this point of the season. But, yeah, imagine that. Last day of the season, just going wild. Arsenal and City just trying to score as many goals as possible. But that can be like a dangerous game to play, you know, because you can start conceding goals by being so open. It would can you imagine? Because Arsenal, if they were in the lead on the last day of the season, so let's say they were 2 or 3 goals ahead and we needed to win, like score 4 goals or 5 goals to win. We know what our job is. We have to go mental and try and score as many goals as possible. But it leaves Arsenal in that stick or twist position where it's like, do you want to protect what your goal difference is? You know, don't concede, because then you can really fuck yourself. And then you get stuck, don't you, and not sure what to do, Arsenal. Whereas our minds will have been made up for us, which makes the last day of the season more an easier decision to make in the way we approach it, at least. But, yeah, this is totally hypothetical. I'd rather be ahead on points going into the last day of the season. But there's no way this title is going to be won before the last game of the season. I cannot see it now. Ball fed down the inside channel. Doku's struggling, mate. And, I mean, that's not his fault that he didn't get on the end of that, but it's just not happening for him at all. I mean, it's 4 minutes of injury time, by the way, so there's plenty of time for an equaliser here. And Spurs, Forest are coming forward. Aina on the underlap rather. He's got a Kanji to beat. That's a goal kick, is it not? No, it's a corner ball. Gervais, we are becoming a big club, so all the old-ass players that passed their prime need to go, including KDB. We are a big club, first of all, and KDB's got 1 more year, I'd say. We're not becoming a big club, though. We are a big club, mate. Champions League holders until, well, we are knocked out, so we're not going to be anymore. But technically, until Real Madrid or Bayern Munich or whoever lift it, we're the holders still. So let's enjoy that while it lasts. Forest corner. It's a good one. Fucking Edison again! It's over the bar. How's that not gone in? What are you doing? What are you doing, Edison? What are you doing, mate? You're letting us down here and you're getting away with murder. You're getting away with absolute murder here. He's come and flapped with it, and Murillo has an open net and he just stabs his left foot at it, and it just clips the bar and just boing, just lands on the roof of the net, and we get away with another one there, man. Honestly, Edison, mate, I'd be looking at Pep and saying, like, what, Ortega? Like, he's a bit of a dagger in the heart of a goalkeeper's confidence, that, though, isn't it? Taking a goalkeeper off for looking shaky. But we're at the stage of the season now where I don't have sympathy for players being substituted at half-time for having a bad game. We're not in the game for sentiment now. We're in the game for getting it right. You know, it's time to get it right. We can't be making mistakes like that. We have gotten away with it. I don't know how they've not got a goal in this game, to be honest, Forest. You can count ourselves a little bit fortunate to be 1-0 up, because they've had more chances than us. It just showed the number of shots. They've had 8. We've had 6. You know, and their chances have been clear cut. One of them wasn't even a shot. Don't forget, if Chris Wood taps that in, that won't even be considered a shot. So that's chance number 9, really, when you think about it. And he missed an open net. Just missed another open net then from Murillo, poking it over the bar. Christ. And there was the Forester. What's his name? I don't know his name on the tip of my tongue. I know he's a Greek bloke. Marinakis, that's it. Marinakis. It was something is at the end. It normally is with Greek names, isn't it? Gvardiol's got some chasing to do. Lovely, composed defending from Josko there. Walker now. Last chance maybe for City. Ball inside for Kevin De Bruyne. Can we nick one here before half time? Referee's going to blow if you don't get it into the box. Simon Hooper's thinking about it, but we're in the box. Grealish slows it down. He's got to lay it off to Rodri, surely. Rodri with a bit of space. He lays it off for De Bruyne. De Bruyne is thinking about the shot. Gets the shot. It's blocked. De Bruyne is going to keep it alive, is he? No, referee blows for half-time, and there goes the half-time whistle. And I don't know why I'm speaking in unnecessarily long pauses. But there we go. That was an uncomfortable half of football. I'm not going to lie. I really didn't enjoy watching that at all from Manchester City. I feel like it's another case of getting the job done, though. Not a case of the performance. Rodri and Nathan Ake are walking off, having a right go at each other here. Absolutely fuming with one another. Which I'm okay with. How many times did you see that in the documentary, of the treble-winning documentary? Rodri and players just arguing in the thing and just shouting and communicating and being really vocal. I'm happy with that. I've got no problem. Not quite as amicable and as friendly as Mo Salah and Jurgen Klopp, though, yesterday. Fucking hell. That was a real horrible argument. It was really bitter, wasn't it? And I mean, Mo Salah, to obviously he's feeling a bit sorry for himself having not started the game. I imagine that's where a lot of his pent-up anger came from, because he didn't start the game, probably had a cob on before he even came on, sulking. But he's been poor. Mo Salah's been absolutely shocking in the last 10 or so games. He's been shite, Mo Salah. Klopp has every right to drop a player who's not playing as well as he should be, and a player of that importance as well. He's not been good enough, Mo Salah, and Jurgen Klopp brings him on as a last hope, and then they start arguing and having a go at it, and Mo Salah had to be restrained. You know, that's embarrassing, mate. And more so on Salah than Klopp, but it just shows this wonderful aura that Jurgen Klopp supposedly has, this wonderful manager and man management. Not really there, to be honest, because that was handled poorly, really poor. And then he said, if I speak, there will be fire. Christ. Oh, anyway, I'm going to have to go for a pee before the second half. I don't actually need one, but it's just better safe than sorry. Get it out. Because I've got 3 glasses of water here and my brew's gone cold. Kovacic for Bernardo, Vinny is calling out for. That's a bold move. I don't think Bernardo's been that bad in this half. He's been not great. I don't think there's anyone... I think, which is stupid. I think our worst player has probably been Josko Gvardiol. He's been the sloppiest. I'd put Doku as second. He's been sloppy, but Josko's got himself a goal, so it's hard to call the guy sloppy. And have a real go at his performance, because without him, we'd be drawing the game and we'd be in a lot of trouble. But he's done the business, rocked up with a goal. Third goal in, 5 games for Josko Gvardiol? Is it 5 or 6 games? I'm not too sure, but Torsif, he absolutely has. Gvardiol has been improving, you're absolutely right. He 100% has been improving, but he's taken a little bit of a backward step. Prior to his goal, his performance on the ball was just shaky, And getting caught offside like that pisses me off. It really winds me up, little things like that, because it's amateur. Sunday league mistakes. Being caught offside like that is daft. But yeah. What do you think about bringing Haaland on? Oh, yeah. Linhars asks the same thing. Haaland second half. Yeah. I mean, could he do any worse than Alvarez is doing? And it's not like, Alvarez has been badly. He's just not had anything to do. There was one opportunity for Alvarez to come down the left-hand side, and there you go. That's probably the difference in Haaland and Alvarez, is you're rarely going to see Haaland peel off his centre-back and head out to the left-hand side or to the right-hand side and start bombing it down the wings. You're not going to see Haaland do that. Alvarez isn't afraid of doing that. He's a way more versatile player than Haaland. But when Alvarez did that, he got down the left-hand side. There was only Josko Gvardiol who managed to get himself into the box. And fair play to Gvardiol for doing that, because he recognised there's no one going to be in the middle. When he gets down that left-hand side to cross it, Alvarez is meant to be the one in the box, not the one crossing it into the box. And Josko got in there, and the cross was just a bit over his head. But, yeah, what would Haaland bring that's any different? Any sort of physical presence, maybe win the odd thing where you can go long to him, win a header, bring Kevin De Bruyne into play with just a direct long ball over the top. That's an opportunity that Alvarez, he can never do that against these 3 centre-backs. There's no way City are going to be dinking this ball unless it's a long diagonal ball out to the wings. You're not going to see City do that today, fire it up to Alvarez, unless it's over the top for him to run onto. And Forest are not giving us that space to do that. So I'm not sure what Haaland would bring to the table other than a physical presence and a long ball option that Alvarez isn't already bringing, But we'll see. I do think we'll probably see Haaland at some point. So if they equalise, we'll definitely see Haaland at some point. Regis wants to see Bob. I wouldn't have a problem with that, to be honest. I mean, Oscar Bob has just never let us down, really, has he, when he's come onto the pitch? He's never really, other than the Newcastle winner, he's not done anything. And that was unbelievable, by the way. That was unbelievable. What a moment in our season that was to look back on, especially if we go and win the league. That little Oscar Bob equaliser, the touch and the finish and the ball. And it was Kevin De Bruyne's return, wasn't it? That's when Kevin De Bruyne came back from the injury, first game back, got himself a goal and the assist. De Bruyne, lovely. But, yeah, Oscar Bob, he never really drops below a 7, but I'd like to see a couple more, really impactful substitute performances. But I'm asking a lot there, you know what I mean? He's a kid. He's not really a kid. When I say kid, because I'm 35, I consider 23 to be very, very young, and Haaland's 23. But Haaland's not a kid, is he? I mean, I've called him a kid this season because I'm older. But in the terms of how old a football player is, kids are now 17, 16, 17, maybe 18. Once you break 19, you've sort of established yourself at that point. It's mad, isn't it? Back in the day, there was no way an 18-year-old, it was like, Michael Owen, Wayne Rooney, how young are they? 16 playing, and it was just wow, they're playing first team football. Now every team's got players that age playing for them, So if you're good enough, you can play. You're old enough, that's the phrase. I got it wrong there, didn't I? If you're good enough, you can play. Didn't have quite the impact if you're good enough, you're old enough. But yeah. Hannah, in my opinion, if Haaland isn't starting, then he isn't fully fit, because as soon as he was fit, he was straight back into the team. So I'm guessing Pep is being careful with him. Possibly, Hannah. The only thing I'd say is Alvarez scored in his last game, so it might be a case of Just a bit harsh on Alvarez to drop him having scored. Maybe he'll get that confidence from Walker's assist, which all I can think about the Alvarez's goal is Walker's run. Because what a run that was from Kyle Walker. 2 assists. 2 assists as well. Right, I'm going to have to go for a pee. Because I don't want to need it in the second half, and the second half's about to get underway. But yeah, don't go anywhere. Oh, 320 people watching with 159 likes. If you could drop a like on the stream while I'm urinating, that would be much appreciated. Thank you very much. See you in a sec. Come on, City. Fucking come on. Fucking do these. Fucking come on. Come on, Blues. Let's do the business. Sorry to keep you waiting. Thanks for waiting, those of you that did. Yeah, and sorry for not doing a watch-along in the last game. Can't remember which game I missed. Which was it now? Was it Palace? No, Brighton, wasn't it? Brighton, yeah. I've had to play it by ear. And that day, my throat just went, and I'm absolutely buzzing. I don't know whether you've noticed, I've actually been talking a little bit quieter, trying to, every time I feel like a little bit of a, oh, I've been like, trying to like keep it down, low key. But I got to half time last time, if you remember. I think that was the Real Madrid second leg, was it? No, it wasn't that leg. It was, I can't remember which game it was, but second half it just went. So hopefully that doesn't happen. But I will be back making more consistent watch-alongs. But I'm here today, so it's good to be here today at least. I've missed it. You know, it's rubbish watching City on my own now. I've really gotten into the swing of things. Talking to you guys, it's been enjoyable. Really good first season of doing this properly. I've really, really enjoyed it. Whether we win the league or not, I can at least say that. Personally, anyway. I hope you guys have enjoyed it as well. I'm not asking for compliments, by the way. Please, that sounded very, very fishing, didn't it? Like, please tell me how much you've enjoyed me this year. Don't. That wasn't a fishing compliment. I was just letting you know I've enjoyed it, which has been good. But, so ASMR whispering required, clearly. Yes. Welcome to the Manchester City, Nottingham Forest watch-along. I hope I managed to get you to sleep this evening. I've run out of things to say already, which would make me a very, very poor ASMR artist. They're called artists, aren't they, ASMR? And if you're on YouTube and you don't know what an ASMR even is, what does it even stand for, ASMR? I don't know. Can't remember. But it makes you go to sleep, apparently. So I've seen it. Being on YouTube, I've seen all these people whispering and doing weird things. People eat, don't they? Like eating shit to try and send you to sleep, and the sound of your crunches can be really relaxing. It stands for John Cena, ASMR. Yeah, but can you see me? That is the question that needs answering. But yeah, watch longer for football. ASMR, they're kind of like the complete polar opposite type of stream, really, aren't they? But yeah, it's been good. And apparently whispering's really bad for your throat. You can actually make your throat more, give yourself more damage by whispering. So what's everyone saying? Second half. Do you reckon we'll come out, get a second goal? Because we need it. We absolutely need it. I'm terrified of this second half, you know, because Forest will go into that half time and be like, oh, you know what, hard done by. Same feeling they've come away with pretty much every game, hard done by. But this time they can't blame the referee. They can only blame themselves for missed chances. But we need to go in there, go, right, warning shots, and plenty of them were fired by Nottingham Forest. Plenty of them. Edison, that was another player I didn't mention in terms of, excuse me, Gvardiol, Doku. I never really mentioned Edison. He's been poor, Edison. He's been poor. You know, he's not had any actual shots to save, thankfully, but his ability to command his penalty area has been way below what you expect in a game that is a must-win. You can't afford to do that. We've gotten away with it. A couple of fumbles from Edison. Need to see better. Need to see better. Stefan wants to see Kovacic on for Doku. Move Bernardo out wide. I prefer that more than Kovacic for Bernardo, I must admit. Because Doku's Stefan Ortega is coming on. Stefan Ortega is coming onto the pitch. How's about that? That's what I said. What did I say? I said, Pep Guardiola, this is the no time for sentiment. This is no time for feeling sorry. Unless it's an injury. If it's an injury, fine. Then decision was made for him. But I said there is no room for sentiment and feeling sorry for players by taking them off and damaging their confidence, because now is no time for sentiment and confidence building. This is the time for the players who've got confidence, play them. You play the players who are playing the best football. And as of right now, that is Stefan Ortega ahead of Edison. And before this game, I felt like it was a 50-50, 55-45 in favour of Ortega. Following on from the performance in this first 45 minutes from Edison, like Ortega's like, he's gone ahead of him now for me. You know, for the rest of the season, I'd be looking at playing Ortega in every game. I don't see why not. You know, I mean, there's every chance that Ortega could perform an absolute howler and gift something to the opposition, and we're all going, why did he take Edison off? But I mean, going off the evidence that we've been given, and if it's not an injury as well, let's hear if it even is an injury. Adams enjoyed Ortega recently. Nick Nax thinks it's an injury as well. That's mad. Half-time goalkeeper. I hope you're right, Regis. You just never know. Goalkeeper is a horrible position, isn't it? Who'd be a goalkeeper, eh? Who would be a goalkeeper? Oh, Kovacic as well, coming on. So all the chat, I mean, in terms of who for, let's have a look. Bernardo's on the pitch, and it is Stefan. Where are you, mate? There you go. Pep, listen to you. You're in the chat. You beat me to it, mate. Doku off. Kovacic on. And that's what I agreed with you as well. I can't remember who it was who said Kovacic for... we're about to kick the game off. I need to get the clock ready. Right, game's underway. Come on, City. Clock's working. City got the game underway, and it's all the way back to Ortega, who dinks it long. Lovely ball. Great ball from Ortega. Give that man a 17-year contract. Slight exaggeration there, but... Can you still hear me, by the way? I think I knocked the... No, it's working, it's fine. I can see my thing working. I've nearly knocked the cable out then. Ortega. Long ball. And it's poor. Get him off the pitch. He's a joke. Joking. That literally, fans are like that. There are genuinely fans out there that are so, like, reactionary, aren't they? Forest are knocking it about here. Gibbs-White with a little pocket of space, but Kovacic sends him, without doing anything, to be honest, Kovacic, but he sends him on his way just by his presence. Aina keeps it alive, tries to send it down the line. He does, to Danilo. Walker to beat Rodri. He's been done. Akanji comes across. Hudson-Odoi now. Back to Aina. Forest looking all right again. Early doors, problems for City, and Kyle Walker's been done. It's going to be... How is it not? How is it not? They've missed another sitter. Chris Wood with an opportunity to make it 1-1 right at the start of the second half, and he's fluffed it once again. Didn't get anywhere near enough connection on that cross. And Kyle Walker's defending was poor. He was beaten way too easily. And Rodri's now giving it away. What are we doing, Blues? Rodri, mate, giving it fucking big uns to Ake on your way off the pitch. And you've come back onto the pitch and done that. Rodri, mate. Bernardo Silva's going to get beat. Hudson-Odoi, and he balloons it wide. Fucking hell, how many warnings do we need, City? It's a matter of time. I tell you what, if they score, you've only got yourselves to blame, City, because Kyle Walker there, I mean, a little bit unfortunate in the tackle, because he does get in front of Alanga. Alanga beats him, sort of, and then Walker gets back just, and he tries to turn the ball around, and it's Josko Gvardiol with a goal line clearance, not really off the line, but just, I think Ortega was behind it as well, about to save it. But Wood tried to swoop it into that bottom corner with his left foot. Didn't connect with it. He scuffed it with his heel. And City get it clear. But another chance for Nottingham Forest. Jeez, we're hanging on here. How are we hanging on here? Isa, Walker. That is all. Hands on face emoji. It wasn't... I don't think it was as bad as that. I feel like he was a bit unfortunate, but he needed to be stronger, I thought. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to blame anyone for that cross coming in, Walker had to deal with it, but... Good play from Walker, just as we're talking about it there. Gets it in nice and strong on Hudson-Odoi, but City looks shaky, man. I tell you what, if we go 2-0 up, I feel like we'll dictate the play, we'll do all right. And we'll play with confidence. We'll play like 2-0 up, you know. But at 1-0, we know they're playing like they're still nerves, you know. I tell you what, last season's City, and I know I'm sick of talking about last season now, to be honest, because I'm sick of comparing the two seasons. We shouldn't be doing it. It's a terrible habit that I've got into, and most City fans are also with me in that same bad habit. We need to talk about this season as it is, as a standalone season, because every season is a standalone season. But one thing I'm going to say is 1-0 up last season because of our defensive solidity and our resolute defenders like John Stones and Ruben Diaz and Akanji and Ake. That was just like, no one's scoring past us, mate. 1-0 up, you know. I mean, the only time I ever felt really nervous at 1-0 was in the Champions League final. And even then, even though I was like, I didn't know, at the bottom of my gut, I just felt like they weren't going to score Inter Milan. It just felt like it was written in the stars last season that even at 1-0, Ederson making that unbelievable save, Ruben Diaz with that header off the line, I was like, I still just didn't believe that we were going to lose that game. Grealish now. Kovacic with a good bit of play before that. Josko Gvardiol looking for someone to pass to, give it away nearly. Grealish trips over himself, but he's still on his feet, gets the ball to Rodri. Out to Bernardo now. Slows it down, Bernardo on the right wing. Into De Bruyne. First time cross. Needs to take a touch there. See what he's trying. But Rodri, mate, it's been flying through Rodri like he's made of water. He's got to be stronger there. Twice now in this second half. The ball's just gone through Rodri. Chris Wood. You're letting him approach all the way across. Montiel. Tucks it back. First time from Morgan Gibbs-White. And it's wide. Rodri, mate, you've got to be stronger. And he's been the biggest vocal. There was a bloody... he's been giving it large, Rodri, in interviews. I don't like his attitude in these interviews. Listen, I love Rodri. Don't get me wrong. And people are going to be like, oh, the guy disses Rodri. But I can't remember the quotes. But it was something along the lines of... yeah, this team, we know what we're doing. The other teams, they don't know what they're doing. And that's the reason why the Netflix documentary was called Together, because that's what we are. And as much as he's right, just keep it shut, mate. Keep it. Let's not, you know, we're not Trent Alexander-Arnold. Do you know what I mean? Like, giving it large. And then it means more than completely capitulate and fall out of the Premier League. Ball over the top. He's in. Alanga and Nathan Ake gets back and the offside flag, does it go up? Yes, it does. But Nathan Ake had to leg it back to make sure. And I think he actually does an unbelievable bit of defending. Alanga tried to slow it down. I think he was looking to just dink it over the top. Yeah, he's about 2 or 3 yards offside. But you're right, Cuggan. We do look sloppy. Cheers, Robert. Followed me on Instagram. I'm not very active. Next year, I need to double down on my social media game because I'm not very good at it, to be honest. I've just focused on YouTube. I don't do anything on Instagram, but I appreciate the follow, mate. Thank you very much. Same on Twitter. Twitter's just, I just read Twitter. I'm not very active on there anymore. Throat's about to go. Please don't. Ball over the top. Into Ortega. You know what, Nick Nack? Do you know what bothers me about what you've said there? Is you're right, first of all. Unusual to see City so open at the back. What bothers me more than anything is it's like, you understand, like, it's the give and take, the risk and reward of football, isn't it? And you see what Bernardo was trying there. And De Bruyne is not happy with the pass that he was trying. But we've not dominated the ball either. It just showed then 59% possession, which is low for City, especially against Forest. Alanga's gotten in down the right-hand side. They're in. Again, Forest, he's had to turn back. Bit of footwork. He's going to get a crossing eventually. Yeah, Kovacic with a big toe gets it out for a throw-in, but they look shook here. They look shook. Kovacic just turned round and was doing that. Like, why do they need that? Why do this team need that? Why do we need motivating like that? Why is Kovacic going, come on, lads, we need to play better? Why do they need telling? Why do they need telling? This should be a formality. Do they not... As if they don't know what's going on. This is just up here. It's this stage of the season. I've been saying it. And right now, we are showing cracks in this game, in our armour. And that Arsenal game has shook us. It shook us to the core. This squad, they look nervous, mate. There's been mistakes all over the pitch. Sloppiness. And thank God for that Josko goal, man, because it's hardly won the game yet, has it? But, you know, it's put us in a position where we can cling on to something. But clinging on, those are the phrases I do not want to be saying against Nottingham Forest. But, you know, there's a bit of magic in this side. There's magic in this side. You know there's players that can just do things. And here's one of them. Kevin De Bruyne out to Gvardiol. First time ball is a good one. Down to Alvarez, who's down there. He gets the ball across to Josko. There's no one in the box, but it's going all the way across. Bernardo Silva was waiting, but it was a good bit of defending from Aina, who's just galloping forward now with the ball. And he's beat Kyle Walker like he wasn't even there, mate. Kyle Walker's just been absolutely done there. Wing-backs, and he gets back Walker, and Ake clears it. They're scoring soon. There's no way this game will continue in this pattern of play without a Forest goal. There's no way. If you allow this to keep happening, City, they will score. It's an inevitability. You can't play like this and concede this many chances and be so open and expect to come away with a clean sheet. Are you having a laugh? We're 1-0 up. Why don't we just batten down the hatches a little bit? Send a few players back. Slow the game down. They're doing it now. Kovacic and Rodri have recognised the danger. They've slowed it down in the middle. But then Grealish turns into trouble. As soon as he gets the ball, he turns round and gives Forest the ball back, and here come Forest. Come on, City. I'm not feeling good about this at all, what I'm watching here. But Jack Grealish has stayed down, and the referee has done us a massive favour there and blown his whistle. Oh, it's an impact one from Willy Bolly. You can see the knee. Jack Grealish's right knee just took an absolute wallop. Thanks very much for tuning in, everybody. Really appreciate it. 364 watching, 219 likes. Thank you very much. If you haven't dropped a like, please do. Really helps. And subscribe if you're new as well for more City content. Forest have now kept a clean sheet once in their last 24 Premier League games, this included. But they're unbeaten in 3 at the City ground. And they have every reason to feel sorry for themselves to be losing this game. Nathan Ake's got some defending to do back to Ortega. Ortega with his left foot just boots it out for a throw in. Panic stations from City, looking nervy. And it's seeping out of the screen and into my soul because I'm fucking nervous as well. Watching this, terrified watching this. It's not a good watch at all. I mean, we scored the goal, but any other chances? We haven't had any chances. Offside. Montiel caught offside. Brilliant. Hey up, Jen. Good to see you. Hope you're well. Nadir as well. Semerald. Bring Haaland on. Alvarez isn't doing too much. Yeah, as you say that, the camera is zoomed in to Mr. Haaland. But what's he going to do that's any different to what... It's a psychological aspect as well, like Haaland. You know what I mean? There's that. You know, when you see number 9, Erling Haaland, being held up by the substitute, there's a subtle impact there that players think about that. Like, right, what am I doing now? Bolly's got to rethink. Murillo's got to rethink in their centre-back duties. So what's really interesting from the Forest defence, and it's absolutely working in this game, and that's the 4th or 5th time I've seen Willy Bolly do that, is they're 3 at the back. It's Niakate and, what's-his-face, Murillo. They're sitting. And Willy Bolly has got the licence. If any City player decides to drop, like Alvarez, or if Haaland comes on and he decides to drop into that number 10 little pocket, if any of them do that, Willy Bolly's got the licence to chase him, like Rudiger did against Haaland. And he's winning most of his battles. He's just nailed Jack Grealish. Free kick, mind you, but it's struggling. And there he is again, coming forward, and he's won the ball back. Fuck. Teams have got our number, man. They've got our number at the minute. You know, they're coming forward again. Forest, it's a cross in, back post. Montiel, shot. Clear it. Fucking hell. Josko, cool as you like. Cool as a cucumber. Josko Gvardiol. But then he gives it, well, Jack Grealish sort of should have gone to that ball. Josko's pass to Grealish was slow. It made Jack Grealish have to wait for it, but maybe Jack should have come to it then. But still, City with the 4-4-2 press. It's not really a press, to be honest, and Forest kick it out for a throw-in. You're right, Muddy Duck. I mean, if we're not going to supply the guy, what are we going to do? But he's coming on, mate. He's being fed instructions now. He's putting his shirt on. Rico Lewis next to him. I feel like this is the sort of game that we need to pad our midfield. Josko coming forward again. He's having a think about it, Josko. And Willy Bolly presses, comes out of his line and wins the ball. Josko's got to be quicker there. He had a lovely run from him, pocket of space. He drove into it, tried the dummy. Willy Bolly wasn't having any of it and steps out of his defensive line and wins the ball. That's been 5 or 6 now from Willy Bolly. This guy's caused us problems. And I also remember that twat scored a handball goal for Wolves. Who remembers that a few years back? Stonewall handball. It was the year before VAR as well. Got introduced. I remember that. Willy Bolly. What a penis. It's in the name. Fucking hell. Kyle Walker and Bernardo Silva just looking at each other like, shit, we've just let him in, haven't we? And down the inside channel they go. The cross is cleared, thankfully. But it's a throw into Forest. We've got half an hour to go, lads. Half an hour to go. We're hanging on here. He's been really good, Willy Bolly. Ball over the top. It's a poor one. The scary thing is, you know, you come into games like this, this stage of the season, and play like this, you know, with Spurs away. They've got the quality to punish you if you gift them as many opportunities as we have in this game. And it's Grealish coming off. Alvarez is staying on the pitch. Grealish looking a bit bemused. Wondering what he's going to do here now. Pep, surely, obviously, Alvarez is going to drop. But surely Alvarez not on the left now. And I mean, if he is on the left, he's probably going to be inverted. Like Jack was. But still. Alvarez on the left, inverted. Nah. Jack Grealish is shaking his head. Disappointed. I can see why, to be honest, because I don't really agree with Jack Grealish coming off. He's not had a great game, Jack Grealish, but we've done this left wing stuff. We'll have a look. Let's see what he's doing. Anyway. So Alvarez is playing the Jack Grealish role. He's inside, but it'll be interesting to see if he drifts off. So he's very much central as well, which is, I'm okay with Alvarez being there. It's better than him being on the left wing, but I don't know. De Bruyne there, you can see the body language, the communication between the players. It was a bad ball by De Bruyne, and he's just doing that to his own players, you know. Rodri walking off the pitch, having a go at Nathan Ake, and this is Arsenal's doing. They've got into the heads of these City players, and this is what I said. Can anyone tell me the last time the biggest game of the day was played, the first game on the Sunday? Haaland lays it off for De Bruyne. Ball into Alvarez. Alvarez is in. Alvarez has got to get his left foot shot away, and it's over the bar. Oh, Alvarez, you've got to keep that down, mate. It just looked like he scuffed it and scooped it, and everything you can do wrong with a football. He looked like he did it. It's a lovely ball fed through by Alvarez. He gets it onto his left foot, and the shot was slow and over the bar, and he just scooped it, and it's not a very good effort, that at all. But good play from Haaland in the build-up to that, because he held it up and he laid it off for De Bruyne, and away we went. So there's a little sign of that physicality that Haaland brings that we haven't seen all game. So maybe that can be a threat. But yeah, how many times have you seen, go back to that, and I mean, I've never known a big game of the weekend being played at the 2 o'clock scheduling, and then the next game, 4:30. I mean, City versus Forest. Or Arsenal versus Spurs, a North London derby for the title. That's the biggest North. Oh, Gvardiol's giving it away. Real simple ball that for Alvarez. Just needs to take the pace off it. Here we go. If I cough, it'll start, so I need to just hold my breath for a minute. Chris Wood brings it down out the air. Lovely touch by Chris Wood, but Kyle Walker makes him slow down. Rodri's got a step in. Big tackle from Rodri. Love that from Rodri. Just went through him. Wasn't anything nasty or physical, but it was good. Assertive. I just want to play before Arsenal every time, you know, because they're more susceptible to mental breakdowns than we are. But it happens. Every team is susceptible to a mental breakdown. It's just how strong you can be in your thought processes, you know, because you know full well the City players will have been in the locker room, in the City ground, in the away dressing room, at Forest, fuck, and it's gone. Rodri, I gotta get some water in me. Kovacic. Ake coming forward now. Taking off him though. And I mean, we've already been open enough as it is. We've now got Ake coming forward and leaving a big hole behind him. Scary stuff. Scary stuff. Cheers, Jan. Need that. Keep going. I will do. I'll be here till the end, even if I'm just like struggling, but I'll be here till the end. There won't be a match reaction, unfortunately. I was going to do a match reaction. I was thinking about it 10 minutes ago because I was like, I'm all right, I'm surviving. But it just went twang in my throat. Walker, back to Ortega. That fight, you remember when I said half an hour ago? Not half an hour ago, there's half an hour to go. There's only 5 minutes of that gone. Can't believe it. Can't believe it. I'm telling you like you don't know how to read a clock, but Jesus. Willy Bolly. Just no City player near him. Ortega's ball was poor then. And that's the issue. That's the difference in Ederson. Alvarez now. Oh, he tried to find Haaland. Oh, Alvarez. Win it, mate. Win it. Oh, he got to win. Oh, Murillo with a vital bit of defending. Because City were in one-on-one then. And here come Forest, though. Akanji's got to get across. He's got to get across. But Alanga's going to beat Nathan Ake. Gets the ball across. And it's nobody touches it, and Walker's going to pick it up down this far corner. Another ball across the face of goal that causes every City fan's heart to sink and then rise again as it appears on the other side of the post. Haaland lays it off. Haaland's introduction's been a good one. You know, we're posing a bit of a threat now, coming forward with the ball. He's actually showing something, you know. His presence has caused something for Forest to think about, and that was what we were hoping for, and he's doing his job. Just need to see him get him on the end of a chance and bury it now. And here he is, Erling Haaland. He's into the box, looking for Kevin De Bruyne, whose touch was about as good as Chris Wood's touches have been. You know, particularly when he's inside the box. Awful. Oh, my fucking throat. This will end like the Bournemouth away game. Can't remember what that ended like, Cynthia. How did that end? I can't remember. That fixture has completely left my brain. I do not remember that. How did that end? If it's City winning, I hope you're alright, because here's Kevin De Bruyne. Shot! Oh, what a save from Sells. That was flying in the bottom corner. City nearly made it 2-0. The last couple of minutes, City, since Haaland's introduction, we've turned this round. With the momentum of the game has shifted a little bit here. Muddy Duck, you're absolutely right, mate. This is dragging, isn't it? Absolutely dragging. 1-0 Bournemouth dominated it. Foden scored the goal. Well, as long as we win, I'm all right. Yeah. So, Cynthia, I hope you're right. Showing a few replays. It's been pretty action-packed the last couple of minutes. It's corner to City. De Bruyne, hand in the air. Whips it near post. Cleared by Murillo. No Josko Gvardiol near post run this time. And Forrest coming away with it. And it's Bernardo Silva's got some defending to do on his own. Oh, this is grim. City have got numbers back. Akanji and Rodri have slowed down Chris Wood, and it's a poor touch by Danilo. And here comes Haaland. But City have slowed it down. I think that's wise. You don't know this cannot become end-to-end. We haven't got the players for end-to-end football. We've only got one, Kyle Walker. Once he's bypassed, we're fucked. We cannot play end-to-end football. So slowing it down is the best thing we can do. And we've done just that. Rodri, keeping it in midfield. Kovacic. Gvardiol. City slowing it down, keeping the ball. Has Kovacic been a success? Has he been a success? Has he been a failure is probably a fairer question to ask. Because it's hard to say he's been a success, but he's certainly not been a failure. I don't think he's been a failure. You factor in the price. That always needs to be considered when you're talking about a signing. He's not been a failure. He could have definitely done more, but he's not played every game. And he's just fed De Bruyne. De Bruyne into the path of Haaland. Haaland wants it on his left foot, but he's gone onto his right foot. And Haaland has made it 2-0. He's done it. He's done it. Fucking get in. Get in there, Erling Haaland. Yes. is Josko Gvardiol's nose being stolen again? I can't believe it. I can't believe it. What a finish from Erling Haaland that. He went onto his right foot. He makes it 2-0. And that is an absolutely monstrous goal for Manchester City. Kevin De Bruyne assist. He thought he wanted to be on his left, and Haaland went, fine, mate. If you're going to send me on my right, I'm going to go on to my right. And Erling Haaland obliges and says, thank you for the pocket of space you afforded me, onto my right foot. And he, sort of lovely little finish, gets enough air on it to get it over the outstretched leg of Sells. Buzzing. Absolutely buzzing. I'm buzzing more inside than I'm showing. I can't do it with my voice. Did he just shout into the microphone then, Erling Haaland? Who remembers Paulo Wanchop's goal against Southampton away? One of my favourite goals. I don't know why I loved it so much. It's because he was so big and dangly. And he just it was a long time ago, obviously, Paulo Wanchop. And he just comes down that right-hand side and he just smashes it from about 25 yards from the corner of the area. And he just leathers it. And the sound the ball makes when it hits the net, you know, that metallic ka-ching noise when it goes boom into the back of the net. What a goal that was from Paulo Wanchop back in the day. Anyone who wants to see it, I think it's on YouTube. Ball in, Ake clears it. But then he runs over in his celebration and grabs those big grey fuzzy microphones and just goes, whoa, into it. Love it. I didn't hear it because I haven't got my headphones in, but it looked like Haaland did the same thing. What did he say? Did he say woohoo? Woohoo! Not quite the impact of Paulo Wanchop going, oh, like that. That was it sounded like a demon, Paulo Wanchop did. But Haaland went, woohoo! See, I can't even do it. My throat just will not allow that note to be performed. Can't do it. Can't go high. Fucking buzzing, boys and girls. 2-0. Fucking yes. Fucking yes. Let's fucking have these bastards. Tell you what, the celebrations from the Arsenal fans after that Spurs result will be massive. But this will be a real, we've got to go again. Yep, you do. You've got to go. It's not over. It's not over. It's not over. I'm getting carried away. There's so much time left. A goal at any point in the game, as long as there's more than a minute to go, squeaky bum time. So there's over 20 minutes to go. So a long, long way to go. Murillo's going off injured, though, which is great news. Haaland has seen the back of him. See you later, mate. Thanks for turning up, Murillo. Having a little defensive cameo against Erling Haaland has put you on the bench. So, see you later. That's it, Muddy Duck. Oh, corner to defend, though. Oh, no, it's a long throw-in, sorry. It's a horrible one. That's a monstrous throw. Jesus Christ. Who was that? Aina. I did not know he could throw a ball like that. Who misses Rory Delap? I miss Rory Delap a little bit. Ball in. So, it's back post. And Chris Wood with a touch of a fucking... I mean, it's not even a wardrobe. To be honest, it's non-existent. A touch of a glass of water. It's just fucking useless. Absolutely pointless. Pathetic from Chris Wood. It's been a shocking performance from him. And he has single-handedly cost Forest, at least in this game so far, a chance of coming away with something. Because he has had so many opportunities. 2 guilt-edged opportunities. That one, he was already offside, in fairness to him. But still, Ortega fires a ball into Kovacic, and Kovacic's touch was beautiful. And he sends Alvarez on his way, and Alvarez gets caught on the ball. We've paid Chris Wood. I hope we have, mate. I mean, there will be accusations like that. There will genuinely be fans out there who actually think we have paid their striker to miss. He's been all over the place in terms of his positioning's been good, but corner ball to Forest. Haaland is a robot, says Rick. He's a good one, isn't he? He's a good man. He's a good human being, Mr. Erling Haaland. Can't believe this. Can't believe we're 2-0 up. It's corner ball. It's going to be cleared, is it? What are we doing? Cleared by Rodri up in the air. Still going to come back, though. Hudson-Odoi. He's going to bring it out of the air. Gets it back to Aina. Forest all the way back to the halfway line. And they've gone all the way back to Sells, and City camping a little bit on the halfway line here. Akanji. I tell you what, Erling Haaland has just produced... Akanji, man on! Jesus Christ, I thought he didn't know he was there then. Akanji into Kovacic. We're on the edge of our own area here. Bit risky, but, you know, City, that's how we do it. And Kevin De Bruyne is giving it away with a sloppy ball. Hudson-Odoi coming down the left-hand side. The sloppiness continues, but we're winning the game 2-0. Oh, Haaland, mate, absolutely buzzing. Buzzing for Erling Haaland. And that was a goal, that was. That was a proper Erling Haaland goal. Fed into him. He dribbled with it for 10, 15 yards. He takes it onto his right foot with the defender assuming he's going to go onto his left. And then he buries it in a position, a part of the goal where the keeper has no chance, right in that bottom corner. You know, that was a striker's goal. And that's the goals that he's not been scoring. When he has been scoring lately, they've been scabby, really scruffy, and a penalty as well. He scored a penalty. And you don't get the same buzz scoring a penalty because you're meant to score them. You don't get that same buzz. Obviously, the goal going in is good, but, like, as a striker, you feed off your last goal a little bit, don't you? You're like, how good was it? Was it like a proper good goal? Because a good goal gives you way more confidence than a tap-in, you know? Always. If it's a really good goal, you're buzzing, you're on cloud nine, mate. And that wasn't like a worldie, but that was a striker's goal that he has been in desperate need of in recent times, and hopefully that can give him the confidence now for the rest of the season. But this game is not done. The ball comes in. Ortega, big hands, sort of went over everybody, and Willy Bolly's gone down injured as well, looking like he's got cramp. Could do with him being injured, and he's just come back from injury as well, Willy Bolly. He's put in a shift in this game. 13 minutes to go plus stoppage time. Oh, De Bruyne wins the header. No, wins the header that was knocked down, rather. But he decides to slow the game down. Kovacic, he's been a good addition to this game. He really has. Pep's nailed his substitutions in this game, hasn't he? Absolutely spot on from Pep Guardiola so far. De Bruyne, foul referee, given. Free kick. Slow it down. De Bruyne is holding his breasts. Can't say that, can you? He's not got any. But he's holding here like that. So about 25 minutes still left. Yeah, about that, mate. Yeah. There will be a ridiculous amount of injury time, no doubt. There's not much to actually stop the game for, though, is there? Injury-wise. No, he's not. Goldbridge has stopped watching again. Was he even doing a watch-along? I didn't know if he was doing one or not. I don't stalk the guy, to be honest, but I know he's not stopped doing another one, surely. Surely not, Steve. No, he's not even done one. You're having me on, mate. You're having me on. But, yeah, I've been dubious about doing it, you know, because, like I said in my video, if anyone who watched it who's in the chat talking about Mark Goldbridge, along the subject of just being like, obviously I don't want to insult people like their person, you know what I mean? Haaland, absolutely skinning everybody. Oh, and he's stopped at the edge of the area by Willy Bolly. Haaland, what was that dribbling? Where's that been, mate? Lovely little bit of footwork there from Erling Haaland. Walker now, City looking for a third. That'll kill the game for good, surely. And what a response that will be to Arsenal winning at Spurs 3-0. That shrinks the goal difference gap a little bit as well. Because we've gone 1+. As of right now, we're 1 goal closer than we were this morning. Rodri. De Bruyne's ball was poor. The ball into Chris Wood. Ortega, love it, mate. Cool as a cucumber. Sends Chris Wood the wrong way and then passes it calmly into Bernardo Silva. And here's Erling Haaland again, thinking about having another dribble. Lays it out to De Bruyne. But yeah, no, I was told not to speak about YouTubers and stuff. And it's like, I don't really want to speak about them. You know, I don't want to start insulting the guy, the man. You know, I'm sure he's a lovely man. I'm sure he's a very nice man. He's funny. He makes me laugh. You know, his football opinions, in particular about Man City, are absolutely horseshit. horse shit of the highest, smelliest variety. Do you know what I mean? Like, absolute crap. And clearly comes with a big caveat of an agenda. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's clearly an agenda. And I've been told not to speak about him, but in reality, it's like I could talk about the guy all day. So if you want me to start nailing him every time he opens his mouth, if I open mine in response, that could make for some interesting content, couldn't it, really? You know, call it the, change it to the anti-Mark Goldbridge channel. The anti-Goldbridge show, where we just analyse the week's work of Mark Goldbridge and any nonsensical comments that have come out of his mouth. We analyse them. And the utter drivel that he comes out with when he speaks about Manchester City. But like I said, let's not get hateful. I think the guy's, he seems like a nice guy. He's got 3 kids, so, you know, he needs respecting as a human being. But yeah, football, dog shit. But anyway, City looking for a third here. Alvarez coming forward. Sprays it out to Kyle Walker. Back to Alvarez. Bernardo Silva now, slowing it down. He thought about bursting forward then. City looking for a third here. Really good. De Bruyne's touch, mate, has been poor. He's got himself an assist for Haaland, but De Bruyne, since that assist, has been really shaky. Now, I don't want to talk about Mark Goldbridge all day. I don't think it's right, but I do think it's... in my position, I should be defending Manchester City, especially when he's nailing us to the wall as much as he does. You know what I mean? The guy's like absolutely brutal with his opinions on Manchester City. And what, you want me to sit here and say nothing? Nah, not happening, mate. Not happening. Not when it's, you know, if it's anybody else, I don't feel like I've got a problem. But the size of his platform, I can't sit here and let a guy think that he's educating millions of people that Manchester City are whatever he says. No, not a chance. You know, there's plenty of other YouTubers that say stupid things about City, but Ortega then nearly closed down by Aina, but a lovely little turn and he beats the press and lays it out to Ake. Since the second's gone in, City have controlled this game. Forest have sort of lost a little bit of belief. They don't look like anywhere near the same team since Haaland. It shook them. The introduction of Erling Haaland has shell-shocked their defence. And it's been fantastic to see. It really is. Adash, Chris Wood's become Nicholas Jackson. Nicholas bloody Jackson. He's been a joke, hasn't he? Another sloppy pass from City, but one we've got away with. Again, it feels like the game that we got away with, this, doesn't it? It really feels like the game we got away with. We've pushed our fucking luck in this game. We really have. We really have. Willy Bolly off. Sangara on. So the Ivory Coast being represented in that substitution. Ortega. Gvardiol. That's it, Cuggan. Bolly off. I mean, since Haaland's come on, he's not wanted the challenge. He's like he was like one of them bullies that only picks on people who are like half his size. He was enjoying battering Alvarez all game. He had no problem with that. Haaland comes on and he's fucking disappeared. Do you know what I mean? Pick on someone your own size. Didn't fancy it, mate. Didn't fancy it. And he's gone off the pitch. So Haaland has seen off Murillo and he's seen off Willy Bolly now. That goal from Haaland was absolutely vital. He waited. It was great play. Look at the Haaland gets himself into a position where he's just looking at the right leg of Murillo because he's waiting to see when Murillo drops that right leg like an anchor and gets ready to position himself, hoping that Haaland goes onto his left foot, trying to predict what Erling Haaland's going to do. And the second he plants his right leg, Haaland shifts it onto his right foot and Murillo is dead in the water, and Haaland gets the space to get his shot away. But here come Forest. Across, Rodri intercepts. Huge interception. Kovacic gets it forward. Oh, fucking hell. Kovacic, and he wins the ball, and he comes forward with it. Kovacic, he's kept the ball. Man on! Alvarez is never going to get on the end of that. He's got no speed, has he, Alvarez? He's not the man for a counter-attack, Julian Alvarez, is he? He's a technical player who wants to be on the edge of the area or inside the box. He doesn't want to be running the channels, Alvarez. Kovacic almost knew. The pass was like, I'm going to have to because I've got no other option. I have to send it down the line. But he knew full well Alvarez was never going to get on the end of that. Hudson-Odoi now. 460 in the building. Could we pop a like on the stream if you've just joined? And subscribe if you're new. Ball over the top. Ake pressing. Hudson-Odoi now. Whipped it. Oh, Ortega with a massive save. Massive save. That goes in. Fucking hell. That was a cross. And was it a cross? Was he trying to find the top corner there? Because Hudson-Odoi just whipped it. And from this angle, it was the perfect angle from the camera's point of view to see that ball. It was flying into that top corner and Ortega backtracking and he pats it away. Swats it like a fly and gets it out of the danger zone. But Forest are coming again, and I tell you what, if they score at any point before the 90th minute, we're in big trouble here. We've got to keep a clean sheet today, boys. We've got to keep that clean sheet. Ball in. Ake away. Big defending. Kevin De Bruyne trying to clear it. Rodri trying to show some strength. Don't give a free kick away. Stand him up. Stand him up. He's gone to the byline. He's going to get it in. It's over, everybody, is it? Alvarez gets back. They're shouting for a penalty. Never looked like a penalty to me. He sort of leant into him. It was one you're going to shout for if you're hopeful, but I mean, not a penalty for me. Alvarez sort of like jumped into him a little bit and sort of like put his back on his back, if anything. Down goes the Forest player. I don't know who it was looking for a penalty there. It was never really a penalty, that, for me. Ake down the line. Out for a throw-in. They're going to show it again. Nah, that's nowhere near enough in that for me. Not enough in that for a penalty. No, he was already on his way down. He was already on his way down. Not a penalty. Substitutions happening. Alvarez off. Oscar Bob on. Nunez is coming on for I don't know who yet, but I would guess De Bruyne? I would guess De Bruyne. Yep, De Bruyne. Khaled with the super chat. Thank you very much. Thank you, Jonny, for the exciting watch along. You're more than welcome, my friend, and thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Isn't it mad, super chats? You think about, I was thought about it. I was just driving my car the other day and I was just like, thought about the concept of super chats. Thank you, by the way, Khaled. Really appreciate it. And thank you to everyone who does send me a super chat. But shouldn't I be paying you to say nice things about me? That seems the wrong way round, doesn't it? Ball in. Ortega catches the ball. Controlled goalkeeping from Stefan Ortega. You can if you piss off, Oliver. I'm not paying you a fucking penny, mate. I'm joking. Well, unless you tell me how marvellous I am, in which case I might send you a couple of quid. But you haven't been very nice to me, so I'm not paying you anything, Oliver. I'm joking, mate. Cheers for being in the chat, mate. Man, Ortega is really good. Coogan, 100%. Jonny, you are great. Host, tenner, please. Yep, it's on your way, Steve. Give me your address. Not in the chat, preferably. But yeah, tenner on the way. But yeah, cheers for that, Khaled. Appreciate your super chat, mate. Not the first time you've done it this season as well. Very much appreciate the super chat. Stoppage time. What we on? What we adding? 5 Manunton. 5 bloody Manunton to hang on. Long ball thrown down the line to Haaland. Hold up plays. Fantastic. Going to get the throwing out of that, is he? Nunez pressing, helping. He's a big lad, isn't he? Going to help with the physical presence on that football pitch. We need Nunez's energy. There was a turn that Nunez did against Brighton, by the way. I'm sure you all probably remember it. Where he spun. I can't remember who he was. He spun. Baleba, I think it was, for Brighton in midfield. He spun him on like just outside our own penalty area, and he just galloped through that midfield like a fucking train on speed. Do you know what I mean? Like, Jesus Christ, Núñez can move, mate. I had no idea when he was playing for Wolves that the guy could carry the ball, one, as well as he can, and two, with the speed that Núñez showed. You know, he needs to work on a few things, Núñez does, and he's not really had enough game time to really... Gvardiol nearly got caught on that then. But yeah, Núñez, his ability to drive with a football is like, wow. You know, and I think next season we could see a lot more of Matheus Núñez. Because let's not deny, Pep said something stupid. Didn't he call him the best player in the world at one point? That's typical Pep. He does get a little bit excited, doesn't he, Pep? And says things a little bit over the top, calling Matheus Núñez the best player in the world. And it's not true. It's so far from the truth. He's a very good player, but the fact that Pep was urged in his own brain to say such a thing, to me, is an indication of what Pep really thinks about him. Maybe not the best player in the world, an exaggeration, but he obviously loves the guy to say such a thing. And he wasn't a City player when he said it either, was he? So, Oscar Bob chasing down Montiel, ball back to Sells. Looks like we've won this. I said that a bit too early, but looks like we've won this. Keep that ball, City. Kyle Walker with a dodgy ball from Rodri. He had to make a dodgy ball from Rodri. He sort of made it a good one by dinking it into the air. But Rodri, he's not had his greatest game, Rodri. Not had his greatest game. And it's a free kick to Nottingham Forest in a not that dangerous area. It's on almost just outside the centre circle in the middle of the pitch. So you can't really do much with this. You're going to have to knock it down. They're going to have to go back post and knock it back across the face of goal and hope for the second ball for a tap-in or something. Because you're not going to score directly from this in terms of crossed in, header, in. Do you know what I mean? Those goals are rare. Rare. Dinked in. Back post. Ake clears. Who remembers Sylvain Distan's goal in the 4-3 at Spurs? Kyle Walker chests it back to Ortega, cool as a cucumber, love that. Wasn't Sylvain Distan the goal when we were 3-0 down away at Spurs? Forest have had 15 shots to our 10. There you go, man. We rode our luck in this game. We really have. And they can feel hard done by. We've got 4 on target to their 2. 2 out of 15 for Forest is a real indication of how much they've been struggling in front of goal as of late. Oscar Bob, is he going to get on the end of that? No. But yeah, I remember that ball from, was it Paul Bosvelt, who little dink over the top, really central free kick that's never going to get on the end of a cross, but they did. It was a really clever free kick, and Sylvain Distan made it 3-1, and then we went on to bloody knock Spurs out with the most unbelievable FA Cup comeback ever. I can't think of an FA Cup comeback better than that. 10 men as well. 3-0 down with 10 men. Nicholas Anelka injured. Substitute striker David James injured. You know, we had a makeshift team, 3-0 down with 10 men. Joey Barton, the gobshite, got sent off. He's got his own YouTube channel now, hasn't he? Joey Barton. Doing watch-alongs as well, which is a weird concept, Joey Barton doing a watch-along. Edge of the area, Forest looking to get one here, but the game's surely won now by City with what time is remaining, even if they do score now. And they've slipped. Here comes City. Oscar Bob bringing it forward. Can we make it 3? Let's get that goal difference. Oscar Bob. Oh, my fucking throat. Kovacic. Slowing it down. Take the 2-0. That will do. Where is that full-time whistle? Haaland on the ball. Oscar Bob. Into Haaland. Great hold-up play, Haaland. Oh, he nearly fucking got his end on the end of that then. Got on the end of that and nearly made it 3-0. Simon Hooper, are you having a think about it, mate? Get that whistle out and put it in your mouth and blow. Thank you very much. 3 points on the board. Oh, that's every little pain in my throat is fucking worth it. That is massive. Absolutely massive. 100% Section 20. Ugly wins titles. 100%, mate. That was a grim watch, mate. I did not enjoy that, but it matters not, because City have clawed back the 3 points that Arsenal got ahead of Spurs. Now it's, okay, let's see what they do. And that Bournemouth game at home, let's not forget, Arsenal have already dropped points at home. I feel they're more susceptible at home. The pressure of their own fans. And that Emirates can become a toxic place. On its day, you know, if it's 0-0 at half time or even worse, they go 1-0 down, their fans, man, that can turn on them quickly at the Emirates. So Bournemouth, who are doing unbelievable things this season, that is not a gimme. That is not a gimme. I know lots of City fans and general fans will probably look at the United away game. Again, Man United, they can do things. You know they can do things, Man United. Absolutely. 100%. You know, they've drawn with Liverpool twice and beat them 4-3 in the fucking FA Cup. United, you know, they can do things on their day. A lot of the time they're shit, which is fine, and I'm absolutely okay with that. I'm more than happy with United to be shit for 90% of the time. You just want that 1 or 2 games over the course of the season where they just perform really well, like they did in the FA Cup game against Liverpool. You hope they've got that in the locker for the Arsenal game. I don't think they will. I feel like Arsenal will probably beat them. And it's more likely to be the other two. The home games, Everton, who are safe, so they've not got that much to fight for, I suppose. And the Bournemouth game. Bournemouth, who are just playing some good, solid football and scoring goals in the process. You know, they're winning games. So that's not a gimme at all. We've got the horrible task of going away to Spurs, a place that we had to scrape, what was it, like an 86th minute bobbled goal from Nathan Ake in the FA Cup after what? Like 6 billion minutes without a goal at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Whether we've got that monkey off our back psychologically, I'm not convinced. I mean, we've got to do it now in the Premier League. But the way Spurs played today, they created chances, Spurs. So they're going to create chances. And if we gift Spurs chances like we did today, it's not good. That will not be a good game, you know, because Spurs will take their chances. Way more than bloody 15 shots, Forest. 15 shots we gave them. Relegation battling Nottingham Forest. 4th from bottom. 15 shots against the would-be and current champions. And they only got 2 on target. There's no way Spurs would do that. Spurs will not let us off the hook like Forest have today. They will not. I promise you they will not. So it needs to be a better performance from City. It needs to be solid. But they've got a high line. We're going to get more opportunities ourselves against Spurs. So there's the silver lining in that fixture, that we're very much likely to get a bag full of chances. And if Erling Haaland plays like he did in that second half for that impact, unbelievable impact from the big man. Love it from Erling Haaland. Superb. Absolutely fantastic. To come onto the pitch and do that, he's got us over the line. That's the bare minimum of how to describe his performance. That's not doing it justice. He's got us over the line. He's won us the game and he's done some monstrous actions in this game that was so important. And City got 3 points on the board. But like I said, we've got to play better. We've got to play better. Jack's in with me as well. Nervous for Spurs. 100%, mate. I am nervous for that game. But Fulham as well. That's not an easy game. Wolves at home next Saturday. And then West Ham, by the way, they were awful against Liverpool. And how they got a point out of that game, I have no idea. The defending from West Ham was a joke. So they don't scare me that much. And if we get to the last day of the season where we have to beat West Ham, we've done that before under Pellegrini, don't forget. It was a Samir Nasri goal and a Vincent Kompany goal on the last day of the season against West Ham at the Etihad that won us the league. Could we see... Well, we're not going to see the same again, are we? Samir Nasri's not going to come on and rock up. Neither is Vincent Kompany. But I wouldn't object to seeing Kompany doing that. That would be a pretty wonderful pitch invasion from Vincent Kompany, who's left Turf Moor, sprints onto the pitch, says, fuck it, and City through and through, comes on and wins the game and gives it one of them to VAR. Fucking have that. And goals ruled out because that's totally illegal. But never mind. It's a fantasy that I can take to bed with me tonight. But 3 points on the board. That is all that really matters today. That is all that matters. Thank you so much for joining me. My throat is on its last leg, so I won't be doing a match reaction. It's on fire right now, and I'm barely getting through this. But I'm buzzing that I did without too many coughs, and I'm buzzing. So looks like Watchalong should be a goer for the rest of the season. I just need to give my voice a bit of a rest now. But thanks again so much for joining me. If you've just joined after the fact... yeah, drop a like on the stream, subscribe if you're new and all that. And again, thank you so much for joining me. 300 likes. 3 away from 300 likes. If 3 people could pop... 2. I'm not going anywhere till we get 300. Come on, people. You're going to make me stay here all day. You bastards. Oh, 303. Love it. You absolute legends. I thought I'd dug my own grave there. I thought that's it. No one's going to like, and I'm going to be sat here. I bet some of you unlike now because I've said that, so I'm not going to do that. Brilliant. Cheers, Andy. Appreciate that, mate. And Section 20 and everyone else, Clara as well, all the usual suspects, as well as some new names in there. It's good to see you guys as well. 3 points, you know. Boom. Next game, let's go. Let's go. Come on, boys and girls. We're going to do this. Thanks again for joining me. Take care, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you in the next one.